Hello, welcome. Seriously, I'm gonna do that. Okay, hey, and welcome back to part 2 of my plant chores video. It is now the same day, just a couple 4 hours later. So I am picking up on chores. The first video was basically watering, showed you through my greenhouse. My mic ran out. Let's check it. It's good. Yeah, my mic turned off, so that was exciting. Not unusual for me by any means. But here's part 2, where we are chopping, propagating, repotting. So in the first video, I said that I was going to probably chop my Monstera Esqueleto, and I've decided that I'm going to. Along with, I think I'm going to chop my Plow-Manny. I mean, this thing is massive. I don't think I share this often here on YouTube, but I do share it on my Instagram. But I mean, the leaves are really large, and it's just such a beautiful plant. It's by far, this and my variegated burley marks are my favorite plants that I own. And honestly, I feel like it could do with another repot, but the pot is already so large. I would rather just chop the foliage back a little bit so that it can sustain itself better until I can officially repot it and find a new spot for it, because the pot is going to be massive at that point. This is probably like a 10 inch, no, this is larger than a 8 inch, because this is an 8-inch pot right here. And so you can see they're just a little bit larger and wider. So I don't know, it might be a 10 inch, or a 9-inch, but I do need to repot that. It's just, again, it's such a large plant. And I have it sitting in a southwest facing window in our bedroom, and it's just a little too much going on there. It also needs to be probably put in a crawling pot. So in my previous video, I talked about how this versus the Plow-Manny is a climber and this is a crawler, sorry. And so, yeah, sorry, you can't see anything. Sorry. But yeah, I think I'm going to eventually need to actually put this in a crawling pot, because as you can see, it's attached itself down here to the pole, and just with the barely, like very small aerial roots, but it really needs to crawl. And I need to get it in a pot like this. This is my Gloriosum. There's too much stuff here. Only checking my mic. This is my Gloriosum right here, and it is a crawler, and it's in a longer pot. I got these from Target for, honestly, maybe like $3 or something. I got this for, maybe it was $8. I don't remember. It was very cost effective, but it is completely rooted itself in, like it is in there. It has a really good root system going out. But yes, I love this Gloriosum. This is my only crawler Gloriosum. So I have other Gloriosums. Remember how I said it again in my previous video? I was comparing tissue culture to actual like cuttings from a mother plant. This is a cutting from a mother plant, and it is grown to like be really great, obviously, but it's actually grown into the ground because it is growing the proper way. It is coming out. Oh, you can't even see this. It's coming out instead of going up. So my other Gloriosums, they're going up, because they're tissue culture, they're smaller little plants, they're starters. And so they are not to their full potential. I mean, their full actual form, and it's going to take them a little bit longer to get up to speed. So anyways, I need my Plow-Manny or my Mammy to be into one of these, but Target has been out of them because it's not spring anymore. It's winter basically. And so I've checked actually several times, and they don't have them. And I do not want a ceramic pot because it's so heavy as it is with all this mix in here. And the pots, these are just plastic pots, and the cat's here. Hello. But yeah, this is great. These little plastic, it does have a ton of drainage underneath. You can clip this off. But yeah, anyways, this is what I need for my Mammy and the cat's tail. I am going to chop that guy, and then the cat, I wish I could just zoom in on that. The cat's here, but I have 2 Syngonium elbows. So this one right here, I actually got as a small little cutting from Fitzgerald Tropics, just the same place that I got my burley marks variegated from. Can I help you? This is my drink. I don't know why you like to be videoed so much. So I got this from Fitzgerald Tropicals, beginning of this year, February. And I have chopped this back several times because it has really outgrown itself. Like, it's outgrown this pot. It has roots growing up the bottom, but I chopped it back all the way actually to this one. There were 3 shoots, and chopped this one all the way back, and it's restarted itself. And look at that. This marbling right here, I'll have to zoom in, is absolutely beautiful. Like, this is the prettiest marbled leaf. And then it had another shoot that I just cut back not too long ago, probably like this week, because it was growing all white, and I did not enjoy that. It had been, since I got the plant, pushing out a lot of white leaves, which just die off eventually. But I was at First Monday last month, or earlier this month, and Tipsy Gardener, she had Syngonium albos for 20 bucks. And so I picked this one up. It's just 2 shoots, maybe it's 1 shoot. It's 1 shoot. But it's got really pretty marbling. Again, like, the variegation on it was really good. And it was a pretty high variegation, like pretty, this one was already like that. But it was pretty, like, I would say stable in the fact that it was a lot of green, because again, when you get so much white on a plant, they just die off and it looks gross unless you keep it in the right humidity. But this guy had a really good, like, marbly pattern to him, and so picked him up, and I'm going to pot them together. I really do want to put them on a moss pole. These are climbers, but I just looked outside and I don't have any moss available right now, so that will have to come at a later time. I am going to pot them up into this 8-inch pot. This one is in my soil mix. So it's the good soil. I have it on my Etsy shop. I'll link it below. This soil mix is what I use for 99% of my plants now. And this one's just in straight soil. So I'll toss this. I'll actually need to go throw that away because I don't have a trash can in here. But yes, that's what we're going to do. Let's do the easy part first. And let's go ahead and chop my mammy eye. We're going to chop this mammy eye. And it really pains me. It really pains me because, I mean, again, this is stunning. I got this as a 4-inch plant from Grow Plant Shop in Fort Worth, actually probably in February. Yeah, in February. So I don't know. I'm so nervous. I really love these big leaves here. This one's pretty big, but I think I'm just going to chop it back to this leaf right here that I'm holding. And it will only be 2 leaves chopped off, and I will actually propagate from there. Like, I'm not going to get rid of the leaves or anything. I'm not doing wet stick propagations, I should say, on this. But it's such a fast grower, so I'm really hoping that it roots well and grows back quickly. So there's that. It's so beautiful and has a new growth point on the way. This is like the newest leaf. And again, I could tell that the plant needed more space because the new leaf that came out was much smaller than the other leaves that it was pushing out. And I water it and fertilize it just the same every single time with Foliage Pro. But we'll let that guy grow back. He's got 4 leaves and he's beautiful still, but we're going to put him off to the side here. And then I'm just going to chop this one more time. And then I will stick these in perlite. I'm going to stick them in water for right now, but I have rooted a lot of my plants lately in perlite and it works great. We're going to go over and cut my Monstera Esqueleto. This is my Esqueleto and it pushed out this one new leaf here, but it's just been runners ever since. I mean, from way back here. So I'm cutting way back. Cutting it there. And then I'm going to cut it right here like that. And I'm going to cut it down here like that. So I'm just going to leave it like a leaf cutting like that. Then I cut this one all the way back to the bottom. So these are aerial roots right here. And then I feel like there's one more. Maybe there's not. Maybe those are the only 2. So they'll technically root from there. And so I will just stick them in perlite as well. And then I will let this guy regrow again. I have faith that it will do that. And then I'm going to do the wet stick propagation on these because it's worked. So I did that with all of my other runners. and they have already started to spread out leaves and new growth points. So I will continue doing that, but beautiful little leaf right here. Escaleto. Okay, so we'll put these aside. I'll do the wet stick propagation again. I'm going to stick these in the water for right now, and I will get them in their own container. But this is my little lovely propagation vessel for those guys. And then I just need to pot up these. So I am going to use the soil and just dump it back, or dump it, into this new pot. And then I'm going to go and empty this pot right here. So, sorry, I've got a lot going on. I'm going to dump this, sieve it. It's got a really good little root system right there. Make sure I get all the soil off of this, since it's going into a completely soilless mix. So that's what the good soil is that I sell. It does not have any soil, any peat moss in it, which can help cut down your fungus gnat issue, and overwatering issue. And so I'm just trying to get as much of this actual soil off, where can you actually see me, as possible. And I am going to have to vacuum, but that's okay. In part 1 of this video, my child shoved Play-Doh into the carpet, so I'm gonna have to vacuum anyways. There's its root system, and so they will both fit into this 8-inch pot just well. And I will put that there. Keep that. I always keep the nursery pots, because again, you can use perlite in this and propagate. So I could put the propagations that I just did in there, and then you can put a tray underneath of them, so you do not have to keep watering them, and just let it soak it up, bottom water. See, this really needs a moss pole, because these both are just like hanging out. They are trailers, so they will trail and cascade, but they're climbers. Looks sad, but I really need a moss pole, like severely. And that's kind of why I did this larger pot, because I really do want to put a moss pole right here and then attach it to it, and it'll be great. But I don't have that at this moment. Or I could take this moss pole, since I know it's a climber and it's not going to attach into it, and just put it on that one, which is a climber. Maybe I'll do that, because this is not attached in here. Maybe I'll do that. That's so, because maybe. Hold on. The roots had grown into it. Whoops. He's a crawler. He's not a climber. So I'm just wasting my moss pole. I'm going to just keep him like that. He'll sit like that just fine. And then I can put this guy, which badly needs a moss pole, in the moss pole. Like that. Now we have a moss pole. I just need to clip it to the pole. Crazy over here. So this side looks good. This side's going crazy. Try and straighten him out. Do something. We'll start with that. That looks fine. Looks very bushy. I need one more clip down here to really hold this guy in, because this guy's going, again, crazy as well. Just because it didn't have anything to grow into this whole time. It needs to be tight up there. But there we go. He has a moss pole. This guy, I need to get a thing for climbing, crawling, whatever craziness. So that was really it. Those were my end of the chore list, I guess. I need to cut these down, and again, I'll use the wet stick propagation on them, so I'll just chop them like that. This is trash. Just cut there, and cut there. Might just put them in the mix of this plowman, or Miami, gosh, and the choppings of that escaleto. So that was it. That was a short video, short second part of the 2-part video. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos, and we will see you next time.